This is my Stone Temple Pilots riff that I've had for forever.
Oh, this is you playing?
Hell yeah. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
I keep a seat where the light won't reach. Whisper low so it sounds like peace. Lay your head, let the ceiling spin. You don't have to begin again. I've been here where the air goes thin. Saw what happens when you try to win. Better stay where the walls don't move. Nothing left that you have to prove. I don't push, I pull you close till you forget what you wanted most. It's just the way of the world. Down in the dirt where the flowers bloom. It's just the way of the world. You'll feel the power of an empty room. It's just the way of the world. Just wait a moment and we'll start again. You are the enemy of my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend. Take my hand, feel the current slow. I can show you what I know. Every spark only burns you out. Every dream
Alright, we're
just a
almost there.
longer
We're
drought.
All right.
I don't lie, I just dim the flame. Give your hunger another name.
All right.
Call it calm, call it letting go. Call it all that you'll never know. If you don't raise, you don't fall apart. That's the safest way.
All right, we're almost there. Check. Check
It's just
one.
the way of the world.
All right.
Down in the dirt where the flowers bloom.
All right, we're gonna get started right away. I think we got to just start getting in here. What's up, chat room? Welcome to the show. Waiting in the wings is our dear friend Doc Adam. I was just discussing with him right before the show. Looking very relaxed today, brother. Just hanging out, just getting ready for your Playgirl layout.
Just smoking some dibs with my
That's
doobie brothers.
That's right. Just relaxing, as I want to do. You
Just take
know.
the 405 onto San
Yeah.
Vicente.
And then get off at the 101, but head, I know it looks like west, but head north, okay? It's very confusing. Even up and down, north, south, odd up and down. I always get them mixed up. Odd up and down, north, south, even east, west. So the 10 goes east, west, the 101 and 405 go up and down. Like, for real. You don't know that? Of course you do. Don't be ridiculous. It's awesome. I was just talking to you right before the show started that Trump is at this event in Chippewa Falls, for real, in Wisconsin, basically sucking up to all the people he's screwing with his China policies. And in this, yes, and they started this. I wanted to show everybody. He is clapping. There's a guy right next to him who looks like he's got his hand up his ass. And then I'll back this up. There he is walking. Okay, hold on. Back up, you silly thing. Goes right to here. It goes to this. We will begin shortly. He participates in this roundtable on American agriculture. And then when they started, he's already out there. Gone, ladies and gentlemen. Gone, I say, are the days of Trump walking up the steps on camera, doing his little, I'll just stand here waddling like a toddler while some Lee Greenwood plays. He's fucking over it. And so in this one, let's see, where do we finally get? Yeah, there you go. He's already out there.
Mm-hmm.
He walks up like the center of it, or he's just standing there basically when the camera, they're like making sure he makes it to the chair. Okay. And then he's ready to like sit down. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, I'll stay there for a split second. I'd like to sit down, please. I'd like to sit. Okay, now let's sit down. All right, and then he just
They
goes.
have him seated for an outdoor event.
It's in a tractor factory yard or something like that. Like it's a round table. So he's doing more round tables, which again allows him to, I guess, play King Arthur, but also just be there by himself. Like it was sitting in a chair like he's in the Oval Office. That thing where they do where like there's people standing, but he's the one person sitting, and then there's then they bring the press in. And then when they're done, they take the press out before he gets up. Because there's a couple of things, and I have questions about this. You and I have been talking about his prefrontal cortex turning into a bag of lightly frozen, partially refrigerated diarrhea, and his overall just general shit state physically. Yes, but on top of that, after my girl's just finished chemo, and she started radiation day before yesterday.
Wow.
I'm losing track. Yeah, it's been 3 days now. And so she's got to go in every day and get zapped, and it takes a couple of seconds. It's not long. You spend more time waiting than doing it, But I've seen a couple of people point out now that right around the end of the month, beginning of the month, he just kind of disappears for a couple of days.
Yeah.
He goes off radar or says he's going golfing. And I've said this before. I showed you the clearly AI edited videos they are having of him in the Oval. It's real. Yeah. I mean, any maggot who's watching the show, feel free to @ me, knock yourself out, go watch those videos. I stand by everything I say and everything I point out, and you can explain to me how his face lurches in the middle of a word. And the only answer is if you hope it's AI and that he's not having some sort of massive stroke that he goes like that in the middle of a word, right? But so that 5 days and the bruises on his hands are quite similar to what my girl has gone through with chemo, where she gets it, run into her arm, into her sort of wrist and up there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And the 3 to 5 days afterwards where you feel like hammered shit. And now there are days when they give you steroids after you've had it, right? Usually the day after, and then maybe the following, if you're doing it over the weekend, like she was doing it, you do it on the Monday. So Saturday, Sunday is when you feel the worst. You're basically bedridden. And, she said she felt like she was cooking inside from this stuff.
Wow.
You don't see him for those 4 or 5 days, right? We had a big stretch after he went to Walter Reed the last time where it was, 6 days and change. He was just out of sight. He did 2 canned interviews. Both could be, explained with steroids. Mm-hmm. And right after chemo. And they've taken away his finasteride. He was on that for his hair falling out. Apparently that's gone. He's not doing that anymore.
Well, it could just say.
Yeah,
so
right. That's true.
I don't trust anything about that medication. They
touche.
literally publicly stated to the press that sometimes medication records are abbreviated for, practical reasons. I have never heard a bigger crock of shit as a medical professional.
Right. Yeah. And especially like the MRI CT scan story from last year. I happen to believe that he was dumb enough to say MRI, and he did get an MRI. I think he really did get one. And I think they went, no, it's just a CT scan. That's just something you do for old people. The old people get CT scans all the time because MRI is fucked up, right? Needing one. And him going through that process and very possibly the people envisioning Trump in a giant MRI machine for however long he had to lay there and asking him about it and him going off on it. They had to divert away from that really quickly.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So,
I think that's a really good guess. I mean, it feels, it's especially close for you right now because you got somebody close to you actually going through the treatment.
Yeah.
It mimics a cancer treatment, and that would dovetail pretty perfectly with that rash that he had on the side of his neck that, I don't know, could be a chemo drug reaction. And the only other explanation is for, like that rhythm of disappearing at the beginning of the month like that and looking like shit when you do turn up.
Yeah.
I think he only did the press conference 2 days ago as a proof of life. I think that's the only reason he did that.
That's what all these things are right now.
Yeah. Because they can scramble together all the cabinet's full of idiots. They can get any of them together at any point. There's nothing. Nobody's ever going to say, "Oh, I'm actually really busy right now." They're never going to
Yeah.
say that. So it's either that or he's getting a beginning of the month uh, diuresis, or getting all the excess fluid pulled off of his body,
Hmm.
which shocks your system, makes you feel like garbage.
Right.
And then at the same time, they replace the lost hydration and electrolytes. Doing both at the same time just throws you down to the floor. And that would explain the bruising. It's an IV through his hand. Um, that's the only other practical explanation for me at the moment. But I mean, it's just as easily could be cancer treatment.
Danny in the chat rooms from obviously from Facebook, and I'm talking to you, Facebook people. Give me an angry emoji, you sick bastards. It says adrenochrome infused. Yeah,
Yes.
he might be getting his batch of adrenochrome. By the way, if he is, shit doesn't work. I'm just saying,
No.
doesn't even come close. So real quick,
Yeah.
one of the things he's been focused on lately is his respelling of the word Democrat, where he just apparently found out himself that there's a B in the word dumb
Yes.
because there isn't one in dummy. And I'm sure he had an afternoon where he was like, if dumb is spelled with a B, why is dummy spelled with two M's?
That's right.
And the
Whenever
answer, of
he
course,
says
is
a lot of people don't
only
know
a dumb.
that.
Yes, he
Yeah,
just found it out.
that's code. Whenever he says, people come up to me and say, "Sir," that's immediately code for this never happened. Whenever he
Right.
says, "A lot of people don't know that," that's code for I didn't know that.
I just found this out like moments ago, and I can't be the dumbest person here, so I have to pretend everyone's an idiot. A lot of people don't know Lincoln was a Republican. They don't even. All right. So, but okay. So this is his whole thing.
A lot of people don't know dumb has.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. Hold on. Let me back it up a touch.
You've already got it.
So I hate to say that you have no choice, but I don't think you have much of a choice. These are some very sick puppies that I'm looking at that are running for office. And on the other side, I call them the Democrats, D-U-M. You take out the B. A lot of people don't know dumb has a B. You take out the B, and you change the E, you put the U, and you have a Democrat. But their policy is just outstandingly bad, and it's really bad for the farmer because we were having record stuff, and then we had to put out a fire. We had to extinguish a nuclear weapon, a capable nuclear. This was going to be a very capable country that was going to have a massive nuclear presence, and we weren't going to let that happen. Nobody.
It just you're fucking gibberish, dude.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, like just
And he's expecting people to forget the fucking timeline.
yeah.
Like, the Iran war, what's it been? February? When was that? March? I can't remember
March.
even when it
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Okay.
February 28th or something. Was it
year-
right at the end? But it's close to the end. Yeah.
Yeah. The farmers were already skyrocketing in bankruptcies
Oh yeah.
last year. Like,
Right.
this has nothing to do with the Iran war. It's his
No,
policy.
nothing.
It's just shock. Like, every accusation is a confession with them. Their policies are what have created. They sent $40 billion to Argentina to stimulate their, beef economy.
Yeah.
They had some sort of agreement with China that they were going to finally start buying soybeans, which they have yet to do. It's just
They bought 20 billion from
absolutely absurd.
Argentina. They bought the same amount. China and us both gave $20 billion to Argentina at almost the exact same time. The only difference was China
Oh, my
got
God.
soybeans for it. Same number, literally $20 billion. And again, we don't need, if anything, you would have bought Argentinian cattle to replace the herds up here and
Yeah.
quarantine them for a period of time. You would have bought $20 billion worth of livestock and brought them up
Mhm.
here. That's what you would have
Mhm.
fucking done. And again, it's like they can't even do selfish right. It's the weirdest thing. But this whole we had to extinguish a very capable nuclear country that was going to show itself to be very capable. And the fun part of this one in particular, and there's a bunch of these, is these guys. These guys are chosen because they look
Yeah.
like big strapping farmers. He comes on to this guy a couple of times. He I haven't seen him want to blow somebody since Mom Donnie was thirst trapping him in the White House.
Dude, he's so gay.
Yeah. It's
He's at
so
least
yeah,
bi-curious.
right. Maybe he's just he's just giving up on women because he knows they only fuck him because of money, and he he figures at least he can a transactional relationship with a man is at least honest. I don't know. It's so stupid. But anyways, he thirst traps all over how Central casting this big strap. I thought I was big till this guy shows up. Was one of the ones, but even these guys are sitting on either side of him doing this like, are we supposed to intervene? Yeah.
Oh,
it's
awful.
Fucking brutal. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find the big strapping farmer line because it's so good.
You're too beautiful to be a farmer.
That's right. He wouldn't want my life. He was in lap of luxury. This might be hold on. Let's see if this is the one because he starts touching him. So I think this might be the moment.
As they say in the farming business, we had to take care of business. Look at this guy over here. I don't know who the hell he is, but he is one hell of a specimen. I can tell.
I gotta. This is so. He's a special. Look at that. I just want to grab his balls. Look at this guy.
Hey,
good.
I don't know who the hell this guy is, but do you do butt stuff?
That's right. Yeah, right.
This guy, this is one hell of a physical specimen. I thought I was big until I met you, Joe. You know, you're fantastic.
You are. He's just. Those are muscles, and those are not. Those are pectoral muscles, and these are man boobs. There's a huge difference.
That's lymphedema, sir.
That's right. Yes, right. Your tits look like your ankles.
Fantastic. That's what I like. And
That's what I like.
Yeah. Hey,
If you
it's
just broke
Pride Month.
into-
What's not?
Yeah.
Hold on. What's sorry? What's? That's what I like. Come on. Why in the world?
this guy, this is one hell of a physical specimen. I thought I was big until I met you, Joe. You know? You're fantastic. That's what I like. Anyway,
It's what I like. All right. Well, I mean,
What I
it
like.
might explain the stern look on Melania's face all the time. You know, he's always
If he just broke into "That's What I Like" by Bruno Mars, like it would be perfectly plausible.
yeah, absolutely. Or it just popped. Bruno just pops up behind him and starts.
Lucky
It's
for
what
you,
I
that's
like.
what I like.
That's what I like. Yeah. It's the oddest. Like and then throughout, this is what he's all this, and then of course he gets into. I inherited all these prices. The worst inflation ever, 9% inflation. Of course, it was 2.8 when he came into office. It's 3.9 now.
Bro.
So, fuck off, city. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
And then, I had the worst inflation ever. I inherited the worst thing ever. Like, no, you didn't. You didn't come into office in 2022 after the entire world went back online after COVID, which you shit the bed on. You know, and again, like Biden, we had a supply shock. We did not have monetary inflation. I'm going to hammer this until everybody gets this. There was not too much money in circulation. It was that there were very limited goods and very limited shipping because of the situation we had been in. And when it all started up, Americans had more money than anybody else because of stimulus and other stuff. And we bought all that shit. So we paid more for it. So the cost of things were higher because we were willing to pay that rather than wait in a line. We bought our way as Americans to the front of the line. We lost $20 trillion in during COVID in our economy. $20 trillion in lost revenue. Not just from everything shutting down, but from dead people whose businesses went under, bankruptcies that occurred because people got sick or couldn't work ever again, that kind of shit. $20 trillion hole in our economy. And we patched it with $6 trillion. There was $6 trillion in stimulus. There is no goddamn way where you patch a $20 trillion hole with $6 trillion and you have monetary inflation. And you also don't have that if you have a strong dollar. The dollar was worth $1.07 all during Biden. Why? That was the 7% inflation. That's what you're talking about. And even now, the dollar's worth like 98 cents to the dollar, that it's underwater, but we still got 3.9% inflation because it's not about the amount of dollars in circulation. It's just the availability of goods because of the Iran war. So I go after this all the time. It's the stupidest, that money printer go burr horse shit that everybody was talking about is just as dumb as Trump going, he inherited 9% inflation. Please, God, go look it up. Please. Maggots,
That's
go
a really
look up.
concise explanation.
Well, thank you. I try.
Yeah,
I'm angry that I, as a comedian, have to know this much about economic policy. It's an affront to me.
Don't we though? Because we're in the realm of not just misinformation but disinformation.
Yeah.
Like the fucking White House, they fired Erica McIntyre from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So the fucking jobs numbers, whatever you see the White House report about jobs now is completely arbitrary. It'll be some random figure that they want to, Trojan horse in as, the typical jobs numbers. It never will be ever again as long as this administration is around.
Yeah, he's let's see if this is where he can't tell time anymore, I think, is the
because you've been treated very badly. And I got $28 billion for the farmers in the first term. Remember? I just asked Ken whether or not he got it. He said, I did. And we're looking at something also. Right now, we're looking at something to take the place of what's happened because it's artificial. What happened to you is artificial with the energy and with the fertilizer. So we're looking at something. But in the first term...
Also, artificial...
What in the
fuck? It was like, you caused it. That's what it's not, what he means is it's not the natural order of the market doing this. It's because of a disruption. You're like, I'm sorry, when does life not count in economic theory? You know what I mean? Like my business was doing fine until the hurricane. Time out. This doesn't count. This was an artificial natural disaster. He chose to do this. That's the point. Oh, God. Yeah. It's so bizarre. And so, anyways,
he's
trying
that again. Can you play that passage again?
Whether or not he got it, he said, I did. Okay. You've been treated very badly. And I got $28 billion for the farmers in the first term. Remember? I just asked Ken whether or not he got it. He said, I did.
Okay.
And we're looking at something also. Right now, we're looking at something to take the place of what's happened because it's artificial. What happened to you is artificial with the energy and with the fertilizer. So we're looking at something. But in the first term, I got the farmers $28 billion. And I'll never forget, I was in the White House. I had about 35 farmers along this big, beautiful table. Not as beautiful as this table, okay? But it's gorgeous.
Also, nobody knows whether he's joking or whether I'm not even sure he knows whether he's joking.
Beautiful White House table, all the best. And I said, I'm going to get you a subsidy. And they looked at me, and he just said the same thing. One of them looked at me, stood up, said, sir, we don't want subsidy. We just want an even playing field. I said, nobody ever said that to me. All they want is money. You understand that? First time.
Why are they clapping?
Nobody ever said.
They're clapping because they think he's touting the moral strength of the American farmer instead of him just being bewildered why somebody wouldn't want a handout. He's saying yeah.
Agriculture is one of the most heavily subsidized institutions in every country across the world.
Right.
Because your people
it has to be. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think SNAP is? SNAP is a guarantor of the food will have someplace to go. If you have too much of it, it will get given out to poor people. It's government cheese. That's where that came from. He's in Wisconsin. Government cheese has kept Wisconsin afloat during times of overproduction, which would collapse the fucking cost, especially in things like sharp cheeses, which last a long time. You can have fucking cheddar in your fridge for a very long time. So you can go through one full cycle of that shit and it'll bankrupt you. You could lose your farm in like 1.5 bad years. And that's where that program came from.
I said that I've had so many meetings with different groups, different industries. If I said I'm going to get you $28 billion, they say, "Oh, get it as fast." They
Ugh.
actually said, we don't want it. Now, I got it for you anyway. I didn't notice anybody turning it down, but I got it. But they said something that no other group said, Ron. They said, we don't want a subsidy. We just want just an even playing field, fair trade. They just wanted to be treated fairly. And nobody else has said that but the farmers. So we love you. We love you guys. So we're building more factories now than at any time. And we've also had you.
Also, no, we're not. Yeah, like
No.
it just gets so many of the lies like lately are just blanket no's. Like
Yeah.
there's no. It's not even like, well, he's telling a half truth or something. Like, okay, you've had some factory expansion because they are closing down an entire other one. So they, instead of having two factories, they close one down and they're expanding this one to a fifth or a third more for the production they could justify in the other one. And he considers that expansion. Like that, it's happening all over the place. And then, the AI farms and AI factories, which again, zero fucking jobs, right?
No.
These are just,
So is he proposing that there will be another stimulus package for farmers in
yes.
the near
Well,
future? What does he
he's
say?
talking about it. He's talking about,
Okay.
doing something.
But in the same breath, he says, you know what? You guys actually, a lot of you guys said you didn't even want it.
Right.
Well, what are you supposed? What? How are you supposed to plan for the future?
That way he gets credit for being magnanimous, right? And being charitable, but doesn't have to follow through and actually put out. So it's a win-win. Promises made, promises blown off, right? That's promises rejected,
Man,
I guess.
I think I'm getting dementia from hearing him talk.
It's it may be contagious after all. He's at this thing. Okay, then again, he's in. This is so fucked up. Immediately afterwards, after he says we're opening a bunch of factories, he's in Wisconsin, surrounded by John Deere tractors, talking about dairy farmers. This is the point. You're supposed to go there and tell them how amazing you are for the farmers. Not, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of money, but probably you don't need it, so I probably won't. He immediately follows up with the beautification projects he's doing, and this is that thing you've been talking about. And he brought his little printouts.
That's before and after. Look at it. Look at it. Can anybody see that? That's before.
No, they can't. Are there
It's our
video
nation's
screens?
capital.
Huh? Yes, there are
video
video
screens?
I think there are video screens on the sides, of this
Okay.
event. Oh, yeah, but they're not doing homework. What are you talking
Why did he
about?
bring that up on the stage with him?
Because it's his fucking whoopee. Because he's like fucking Linus walking around just.
That's what it. Look at this graffiti all over it. Filthy, disgusting stone. The stone was all horrible. And look over there.
Also, by the way, he's got Biden and then Trump. By the way, the Biden stuff that he's talking about was when Biden took over after the summer of 2020, when they had spray painted all the statues. It wasn't that they'd been left that way forever. It was those repairs needed to be done, right? And then, by the way, they went about cleaning them as well. He just did a fucking spit polish on them. They cleaned a lot of those. Do you remember, like, people were spray painting like Free Palestine on some of the statues and that kind of shit, and they cleaned it off. And then he just went over and did a sandblast on these things.
That's before and after. Then we had the reflecting pond, 2,500 feet.
Cool.
Massive, longer than a building. We have.
Also, I don't know what the
recurring body of water.
No, it is not. And the whole longer than a tall building thing is
It's my favorite, bro.
this bizarre.
Favorite. He's obsessed with how long things are.
Yeah, right. In a fit of irony.
We have a stat here that's sort of great. Can you guys see this? Okay.
Yeah, hold it up. We can all see it. We're fine. Yeah, totally.
I'm too cheap to put up a projector. Look. So that.
Oh shit. This is just this is so cringe.
He's gonna point to it in front of the entire crowd, like they can see.
See that little See that little black thing that's about the size of my penis when it's happy? That's the Sears Tower, right? That's 2 inches, right?
Oh,
So that's the pond. If it were standing up,
So how's the water stay in?
if
That's
it were
my
standing
question.
up,
Yeah, if you
oh,
stood the pond up with the Lincoln Memorial on top of it like a capstone, and you put it next to the Sears Tower, it would be taller than those things. Now, granted, it would have fewer toilets in it and almost no legroom. Like no office space. The Wi-Fi would be shit. Um,
oh
here's
man.
your.
You know,
yeah, go ahead.
the worst episode of Talk Soup is still better than this.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. I wasn't on that episode ever, but there were a bunch of other
Yeah.
hosts.
Sears Tower,
Right.
Empire State Building, World Trade Center. Look, it's double and triple the size in terms of area.
In terms of area. No, it isn't, you dumb motherfucker. It's like 2 feet deep and flat. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like all right. It's so insane. And he's in Wisconsin to talk about dairy farmers. And he's holding up, he had a giant version of that at the White House yesterday.
Yeah.
So it would have cost $400 million, Ron, to fix. It would have taken 4 years. And they were getting ready. Doug Burgum's done an amazing job. And I
Also, by the way, I think that's to replace every stone in the whole goddamn thing, right? That's right. Not cover it in a fucking laminate like he's got an above ground pool, like
Yeah.
some sort of white trash birthday party.
And I said,
Yeah.
rather than doing that, they were going to put stone down, big stone, granite, wonderful, but it all leaks because you have joints. So big.
I don't even.
He tries so hard to wax eloquent about civil and structural engineering issues. And
Yeah.
he doesn't have a goddamn clue what he's talking about.
No idea whatsoever. I swear to God, all the blueprints in his office are props. Like I would love. My dad's an architect, so I grew up around it. I used to nap at my dad's office when he worked for the state of Kentucky. He had this drafting table, which I'm gonna when I go back to Kentucky, I'm bringing it here because I'm gonna have it
Yeah.
here, and he made it himself. Like he bent like the barring on it or whatever, and he put this big piece of glass on it and stuff. He designed it himself in college. It's amazing.
Oh,
And and I used to nap under that thing when I went to work with him because we couldn't afford childcare. So I would just lay under his desk
brother.
at his feet, curled up, sleeping under his desk while he was spending all day drafting. And when he would come home from work at the end of the day, because he would hand draft for all this before CAD, I would have to massage his arms. So his forearms and his hands, because they would be so like tired from drafting literally all day long.
Oh my
And so
God.
yeah. And like when I was in high school, that was one of the things. I was like always like elbowing his forearms, to try and help him, after work. And he laid stuff out. He explained all of it, like how the schematics worked, all that kind of stuff. And if you threw down a blueprint, I can tell you the scale, the layout, what the support beams are, what they aren't, like the coding on stuff. And that's just from me being around it. Trump has been allegedly a builder his whole life, and his dad was actually in construction. Trump never was. But he would just stand around these sites with, a hat to cover his fucking, balding head. And that was just kind of like holding these blueprints like he had any fucking idea. Like, oh, I might have to lay these down, give you guys some notes.
Yeah.
And
I'll give you guys some advice.
I guarantee he has no idea. No idea.
No. He is a world class. And anybody, Jesus. I was talking to a literary agent yesterday evening who grew up in Westchester County, just outside of Manhattan. And she echoed the exact same thing I hear from anybody who grew up in New York City in the 80s or was living there in the 80s. Everybody knows Donald Trump is a world-class bullshitter.
Yeah, he's a joke. And they all knew it. Chad has some questions for Doc. Excellent. Okay. Well, can you put them in there, Andrea, so I can see them? Because I will definitely run through these. Okay. One last chunk of this business.
So being a very good builder, I said, you know what? I built a lot of swimming pools, many
I built a lot of swimming pools.
swimming pools. Every time I do a development, I do swimming pools. I know more about swimming pools. I said, why can't we put the wonderful material, which is thick, pasty, beautiful, like rubber?
You know, the wonderful material that is thick, pasty, wonderful like rubber.
You mean
But in
vinyl?
Yeah, you mean sealant, right? You mean vinyl sealant, I guess? Yeah.
These
Industrial
things
strength.
have names, you idiot.
Yeah.
Why can't we use it? And let's pick the color blue from the American flag, which is what we did. And that is the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
And
It looks like one of those sketch drawings you do where your friend goes, and this one hit a base hit, and this one hit a base hit, and this one ran home, and this one slid in, and then it looks like sex when you're in school. That's what it looks like. Doc Adams, what is your opinion of Trump's brain or no brain health? Is the first question that we got from the chat room. His
Right.
well,
Donald Trump is a psychiatrically speaking, Donald Trump has the same psychiatric profile as Hitler, which is to say he is a malignant narcissist. And that psychiatric personality disorder, that profile was created specifically to explain Hitler's actions and beliefs and eventual, the end that he came to. It is not in the DSM-5 because it hasn't been well
it's
codified.
unique, right?
Yes, it's so unique that it's not in the DSM-5 just for diagnostic reasons. However, Donald Trump fits that
Yeah.
psychiatric profile to a T. On top of that, you have what I believe is frontotemporal dementia, where his frontal and temporal lobes are atrophying or shrinking inside of his skull, which is why they have given him MRIs. They are tracking the progression of dementia. That's why he's taken multiple, what's known as the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, the test that he always brags about acing.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving him that because he is showing he's a symptomatic dementia patient. So whenever he thinks he's bragged, they've lied to him and told him it's an aptitude test. It's not an aptitude test. It's to screen for worsening dementia. When you give a patient multiple, it's called the MOCA for short. When you take multiple MOCAs, it's because all the medical professionals around you are aware that you are symptomatic and are extremely concerned that you are declining.
Right.
So that he has the characteristic symptoms of frontotemporal dementia, such as the forward lean when he's in standing position.
Yeah. The
when he's
whole
talking to reporters, especially. Yeah.
the Michael
forward.
Jackson.
Yes. And also the characteristic symptom of confabulation, which is where, compared to Alzheimer's, where you simply have a hole in your memory that just information leaves you, the frontotemporal dementia patient will fill in the holes in the memory with lies that they actually 100% believe. Case in point, I could think of 10 different instances. The case in point was when he made up the story about the Sharpie. That was completely made up.
Total farce.
The press reached out to the company that owns Sharpie, and they publicly stated,
they said,
for the record,
nah, never
record
occurred
of that conversation ever happening.
Yeah.
So that's my take. And at this point, to take it even further, at this point, his behavior can be classified clinically as psychotic, according to Dr. John Gardner, who's former faculty at Johns Hopkins Medical School. He has not yet used a nuclear weapon, but he really fucking wants to.
Yeah.
Keep that shit in mind. Okay.
That's
so
one of the only reasons
signs of decline. Yeah. His obvious signs of decline are fantastic news for the safety of everybody on planet Earth.
Yeah. The Hal Lobo says, do you think Trump is on dialysis yet?
If he's doing that, what's puzzled me is they keep using his hands as an IV site, which should be so much easier to hide if they use the cubital area or a central line or some other place. But they keep using his hands. It leads me to believe that his circulation is in such a poor state that the hands are the only option, which is very unfortunate because his hands are always exposed, which is why he resorts to makeup to cover them. So for that reason, I don't believe he's on dialysis. But I think he has chronic kidney disease. The only question is what stage is it? Because aggressive diuresis with IV diuretics,
Yeah.
those medications are nephrotoxic. They act upon your kidneys to accomplish their goal. But any cardiologist and or endocrinologist will closely watch the blood work to make sure that your electrolytes are not being depleted
Right.
because as the some diuretics like spironolactone spare potassium, which keeps you from messing with those levels. But overall, eventually, these medications can only work to a certain point. And I think that's what you saw with a full week of no public appearances because he
Yeah.
felt and looked like absolute horseshit
Yeah.
because his kidneys are starting to fail.
You got to be careful. You can't say the kidney around here.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
That's so yeah. That was from a good old Trump quote. The kidney has a very special place in the heart. So
Oh,
you
that's
gotta watch.
amazing.
Yeah, you gotta watch out, or it's gonna come for you. So the irony. Anyways, so there was another question after the dive. Do you think he knows he has dementia?
I don't believe that he does know.
Hmm.
I think they are. I think his typical symptoms of dementia, the sundowning is clearly happening.
Right.
So I believe he also has high levels of irritability. He's easily agitated. He's easily combative. And for those reasons, the only strategy you have with those types of patients is to redirect their attention or introduce some sort of soothing input, which I
Oh,
believe is all the
that's the
redecoration
and
of the
Natalie
White
Harp
House.
and Natalie Harp walking around handing him pictures of how wonderful he is and pictures of him as Jesus is all
Dude,
soothing. I mean, she's blonde. She
dude.
looks like an Ivanka. It's like she's right out of Ivanka Central Casting.
Oh,
Just saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I don't believe he knows he has dementia. I think they have hid that fact from him, which is why he's so openly bragging about acing all of these tests. He
Hmm.
has no idea that he's confessing to all of the medical professionals who have half a brain and a conscience left that he definitely has something wrong. And he talks about like, I won't be this way forever, when the day comes, the day will come where I'm not able to do this job anymore, blah blah blah. But it's not here yet. And I'm like, they haven't told you.
Right.
They haven't
Yeah.
told
Yeah. But have they told like he's got to have some level of like doctors are in a corner whispering,
you. Uh-huh.
and he's got some awareness. That's where the whole like I might not be going to heaven, and he's trying to talk like he thinks he sounds like Martin Luther King. I may not get there with you, but
Oh
I
my
will see
God.
you in the promised land. That's
Hmm.
he thinks he's repeating that because it still digs on him that Martin Luther King Jr. had more people at the reflecting pond than he did. But he's
Yeah.
smart
I
though.
do it because I have like a good memory because I'm cognitively there.
That was it. Yeah,
It's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy.
that's true. I mean, you can't argue with that, I guess.
If you get it in order, you get extra points.
All right.
All right.
Brutal. Okay, so Cherry Street wants to know We only got a couple minutes left with you, but Cherry Street says, are they charting the decline with the frequent testing?
Oh, 100%. The
Yeah.
MRIs track the degree of atrophy of the brain, which you can clearly see on an MRI. It doesn't even
Hmm.
take a radiologist. If you guys just Google normal brain MRI compared to a dementia brain MRI, you can see the
Right.
shrinking of the brain tissue. You can clearly see the space in between uh, the brain tissue and the skull. It creates this void where there is no tissue. So they're tracking it with MRI. They're tracking cognitive decline also with the cognitive examinations.
Hmm.
The MoCA is just the one that he's telling us about. I don't think he can really clock what everything that they're actually doing. I don't believe he actually does. He is used to doctors and medical professionals that do his bidding. Dr. Harold Bornstein was basically his drug dealer, in my opinion,
Right. Oh, the guy who
before he
looked like a
died.
Muppet.
Yes. And then he moved on from Harold Bornstein to Dr. Ronnie Jackson once he got elected. And Dr. Ronnie Jackson's nickname is the Candy Man,
Right.
because you could get any kind of pill you wanted from Dr. Ronnie. And that's the main reason Dr. Jackson is in Congress and not the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, because his
Right.
nomination was pulled. So they track it with those two things. And I believe they also track, with your typical, especially the cardiac stuff, they're watching ejection fraction. Yeah, there you go. You can see
He's
that.
basically got a giant butthole in the middle of his brain. That's essentially what's
That's right.
happening. He's got
That's
his
right. And
brain
what
is his brain is sphinctering.
that's, that's I truly enjoy somebody who can use the word sphincter in the present participle. I got to say,
Thank you.
um,
Well, I'm a wordsmith, and I think people appreciate the interesting word usements I structure. Um, as Steve Martin said in L.A. Story. So,
oh,
yeah. Well, an interview with me would be very interesting because of the interesting word usements I structure. Um, thought I'd give you a cultural tour of LA. That's the first 15 minutes. Then what? Ah, a cynic. I see. All right. Yeah, he's most of these images that I'm coming up are like Alzheimer's and where Alzheimer's is going, but as opposed to this sort of prefrontal burn down, um,
mhm.
in that regard. But I mean, they got pictures of the brains themselves, and there's definitely some shrinkage going on. It's cold in the pool.
There you go. That's a great
Yeah,
image right there.
yeah,
Yep. And I
and
don't
that's
know if
what's happening to his brain basically in the front right now.
that's correct. Yeah, it's distinct. This is a distinct diagnosis from Alzheimer's. This is not Alzheimer's.
Right.
Both of them involve brain atrophy, but the frontotemporal dementia is particular in that
Yeah.
there's way more coming and going with frontotemporal dementia. With Alzheimer's, there's just consistent decline because
Yeah.
literally the memory is just having there's only memory deficits. There's nothing to fill them in.
Yeah. So
There you are.
this would be that situation. So this is the front of your brain normally, and
Yeah.
this is the front of your brain on Trump. And you'll notice there's not only a gap there, but the top, the front of the brain has started to like wither, essentially. This is what's
Right.
going on in his head right
Yeah.
now.
hmm Yes, it is. And this is stuff you can only diagnose with MRI. MRI has to be part of the workup to
Right.
confirm the brain atrophy. But he slipped up like a motherfucker and told us
Yep.
he's had MRIs.
That's
Yeah.
right. And I think it was Dr. Drew, who's a quack and an asshole for the record.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
that he came out and was like, he was chastising the journalists for going, it wasn't an MRI, it was a CT scan. Clearly he had a CT scan because it was above his upper chest. I'm like, okay, first of all, asshole, don't yell at us for not believing what they say after they clean up after something he said. So he
hmm
said the wrong thing, and then they went in and cleaned up afterwards, and they told him, don't tell anybody you got an MRI. That's really
That's
fucking
right.
bad. That will, if you
That's
want to
right.
crash the stock market, mention the fact that you had an MRI. That's exactly what they fucking told him. I guarantee you.
Yes,
And then they
that's
sent
right.
assholes like Dr. Drew out to wag a finger at the press, like, how dare you say he got an MRI? Well, he said he got an
Yes.
MRI, dipshit. They
Yes.
walked it back because they were like, well, they corrected him. No. You don't. The president of the United States should know the difference between a CT scan and an MRI, especially if he is fucking getting one at Walter Reed. Are you
That's a great
fucking
point.
kidding
And
me?
also, Dr. Drew should stop selling antibiotics without a prescription. Just a little side quest there.
Dude, that guy, when he was on Loveline, he used to question people about their meds and tell them to change their dose, and he didn't even know who the fuck he was talking to.
Oh my God.
Back in the 90s, he did it all the goddamn time. He'd ask people what
Brother.
psych meds they were on and started diagnosing them from a fucking phone call. Like, dude, you have no idea if any of these people are telling the truth, much less,
No way.
you know, you have no charts to look at. You're just kind of like, maybe you should try something else. You know, you ever thought of trying, weed's good for psychosis? Jesus Christ. What an asshole. He was under the impression at one point, because I was on his show when he had it on CNN a couple of times. He was oddly under the impression that we were on good terms. We were never on good terms, and we won't be. Jesus Christ. Like, I have a problem with barnacles, like the people who like live off the tit of other people's suffering. And his fucking show, I mean, he basically got Jeff Conway killed, in my estimation, because Jeff Conway was an addict, remember? And then he was like, just parading his addiction was part of the reason why he like relapsed again and ended up dying. You know, when he was doing that celebrity rehab, when Dr. Drew did that shit.
God.
Yeah.
I did not know any of. Oh my God.
Fuck that dude. Jesus Christ. Like, Adam's bad, but Drew is worse. And his name is Pinsky, motherfucker. Dr. Pinsky. I call you Doc Adam because, that's a friendly colloquialism. It's not this, I came up with that, not you, right? Like, Dr. Phil and Dr. Drew can get fucked. Like, you're not country doctors. Ugh, so gross. Yeah, Ali Osher says true about Jeff Conway. Like, and I'm sure he wasn't the only one. It's just terrible. Like, like parading people's addictions for a fucking show. Like, any decent doctor would go, I'm not doing a show like that. No one should.
Man.
Yeah.
I gotta go look that up. I wasn't aware of all that history.
Him hosting that show was just gross. So anyways, I want to thank you for being with me. I know we started off a little bit late, so we went a little bit over, but that's all right. And I greatly appreciate you being here and answering the questions that the chat room had. What's your live schedule right now, and what's your posting schedule? So people know at Epistemic Crisis on YouTube.
So I'm usually every morning I've got a video going out. If there's something that's kind of like breaking news as far as the president's health is concerned, I'll post, some other part of the day. But there is a daily video coming out every morning. I'm about to go, starting tomorrow. I'm going on vacation for 11 days.
Look at that. What's that like?
The posting. What's that?
What's that like?
What's that like? I don't know, bro. You should try it.
Oh no, I'm totally going to. As soon as this the current unpleasantness is over, I'm taking I'm going to go to Europe. I'm going to be in like Europe for a fucking month. Okay. Like, as soon as Donald Trump is no longer a part of the fucking equation and MAGA recedes into the hills, then
But it's okay, because like my dad owns a dealership, so like I'm not really stressed.
Yeah. No, so I'm like covered, It's totally that way. Excellent. It reminds me of the time I did River's Edge in Chicago. It's before they gave the role to a young Keanu Reeves. I'm not bitter. I'm still in high school. He was a couple years older than
Who
me.
the fuck is Keanu Reeves?
I know. Just because he's the Jimmy Carter of actors. Walking around being all sweet and riding the subway. And
dude, everybody you ever tell that story to immediately goes, "Oh, I love Keanu Reeves."
Yeah, I'm like,
shut the fuck up.
No. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't grind about it, because I do like who he has become over the years. I think he's lovely. The irony that he's John Wick is the funny part. Like, that is so funny. If you know him as a human being, if you ever meet him as a human being, like him being John Wick is like Leo Biscaglia playing the Punisher. Makes
Nice. Well played.
zero fucking sense. Right. I went there. I went all the way. All right. So thanks so much, Doc. Appreciate it. We'll talk again very soon. I happen to think
Yeah.
you are right on schedule. Your 3 to 5 months is pretty much locked in. And I think these treatments, I told you, I think with the Walter Reed stuff and some super soldier serum they've got at the fucking Pentagon that they've been messing around since the 60s, they don't mind experimenting on an 80-year-old with, they could probably drag that
Yeah.
shit out about to 9 months. But
Yeah. They've got a stash of first generation compound B. We know it.
right. That's right. Is that like Vicks? Do they rub it on his chest at night so he can breathe?
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's right. Hey man, I've done one round of peptides, and it's been an amazing experience. And I would be shocked if they weren't jacking him up with some of those things. I haven't done the extreme level stuff, but I would be shocked.
Yeah. They'll throw the
If-
kitchen sink at his ass.
Dude, absolutely. And the problem is his brain is already cooked. It won't matter. So you'll have his
Right.
heart and his body basically like winding on and one last question. When you're working with some people where their body's almost like a wind up toy and it just keeps going even though their brain is gone.
Yeah.
Does that happen with some frequency in elder care facilities where basically they're kind of like a zombie mentally, but they still can walk around and go through the motions of things?
That's right. Sometimes you can provoke somebody to perform some sort of rudimentary task, whether it's just walking from the bed to the toilet or um, transferring from one chair to another. If you
Yeah.
you can use tactile cues, manual cues, like holding one hand and then bending them forward at the waist, and that provokes the automatic behavior of getting up from a chair. Now we're transferring into the wheelchair, and we can take them back to their room after they finish the meal.
Right.
Especially the home health aides and the nursing staff, they'll learn those tactile processes to kind of access that that built-in automatic behavior that's had holes poked in it everywhere by dementia. It's stored in the cerebellum, but it's like uh, a dementia patient can heard a story about a dementia patient who refused to let anyone help her bathe, but
Hmm.
she could not do it herself. And obviously, for health reasons, hygiene reasons, you have to bathe. So they found out that she used to be member of a Methodist church her entire life, or excuse me, Baptist church her entire life. So they put on a CD or put on music of just Baptist hymns, and she immediately started singing along and allowing the staff to disrobe her, to take off her clothing and help her bathe, because these were the songs that were sung whenever her congregation would go down to an actual body of water
Right.
and
And,
perform
and get
baptism.
baptized. Right.
That's right. So you can access that, that deeply buried automatic behavior if it's still there to be had.
Yeah.
Yes, the automatic behavior is still there. It's not completely gone, but it's like it's like a you got to find all the right puzzle pieces to get it there without
Yeah.
agitating that patient at the same time.
And I feel like that's what's going on at the White House right now. And we're going to see more and more
Yeah.
of that. But I almost have pity for those Wisconsin farmer guys, especially the one that Trump is going to grope later. He's going to, grab him by the hoe later on. Right. That guy like got a specimen like the, huh? Jesus.
That's what I like.
That's what I like. I'm sorry. You
Always
what
got a
now?
hell of a pilot shaft.
Yeah. John Deere. Do you think? Oh my goodness, wonderful! You've got such bulging muscles. Do you,
Oh my God.
again, this is one of those. If only Biden. Can you imagine if Biden had said to a big, strong farmer, like, "Look at the specimen. That's what I like." They would just be
Dude.
blowing up the fucking, the whole. Like they would just go off. It's so weird. All right, I appreciate you staying
Bisexual
over.
Biden.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Bisexual Biden. Yeah. Much love. Appreciate you, brother. I will see you again very soon. All right. Cheers.
Yeah.
Doc Adam, everybody. Check him out at Epistemic Crisis on YouTube. Subscribe, etc., etc., etc. We got a few more things to look at. One is my little thing. Sometimes it just doesn't this is what we're doing right now. And next up, and I sometimes have to restart the chat just doesn't like it. You know, it's a good time for right now is a promo.
It's time for a shameless plug. Oh yeah, it's shameless plug time.
You know it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's shameless plug time. Don't forget Ophelia's July 31st, Denver, Colorado, City by the Bay. Well, it'll be our second time in Denver. This first time at a real music venue, I think. No offense to the last place we played, which was lovely, but hidden as it were. July 31st, we'll be there, and of course, a week from tonight, we will be at. And I've got a. I always lose my. That you swine! I've lost my pointing stick. I've got nothing to point with now. Where are we? The promos. There we go. We get rid of this one and bring this guy in. The Ritz in San Jose, California. I'm hoping a bunch of Figure 3 robots show up. Damn it. I'm gonna free tickets to any robot that shows up at the San Jose show. I'm saying it right there. Automatically, all robots. Anybody with a pet robot could become a Patreon. Right. Is Nerd Halen coming to Chicago? We were just in Chicago, and we will be back. That's as soon as my voice heals, which, by the way, has been getting better. And I actually sang some high notes today, and it was okay. I have a scratchy spot in my passaggio, but I'm just going to take it easy. Take it easy. Nice and easy. So, excellent. Well, if you live in Colorado, please make your way down to Ophelia's in Denver on July 31st. And then, of course, the 12th of June, we'll be in San Jose at the Ritz, which sounds very fancy. The Ritz, a.k.a. the other Cracker Barrel. I feel like I should put up a, where's the yeah, here you go. I should have a bigger Venmo, like that comes up like a giant Venmo on the shameless plug thing. But if you take a picture of that, the Venmo thing, then you can, or right here, if you're on the vertical, you can buy me a cup of coffee, support the show, patreon.com/Al Sparks. And by the way, we got somebody joined with the annual thing today, and my phone's in the other room because my son needed it. So I apologize for not going, but thank you. You know who you are. Appreciate it. The Ritz isn't fancy. I hope not. Hal mentioned Patreon members can also get access to Nerd Halen shows for free. How does that work? Elizabeth and I already paid for our tickets for San Jose next week. I'll refund your money to you. You already paid for tickets, but so just let me know. Show up at the show and let me know, and I'll But anytime you guys want to come, all you got to do is let me know you're coming to the show on Patreon. Just message me there, and I will put you on the list. And thank you for buying tickets at all. So wonderful, Mark. Yeah, so I'll take care of you guys. So. Holy shit, bro! The kidney video is off the chain. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I pride myself on insanity. All right. The chat room is just, it's dark. I don't know why. Is it just taking its own sweet time? Because I know the chat is actually happening. I see it moving on the other thing. It just doesn't. It doesn't want to move. Aha! There you go. So yes, so anytime Patreons, if you guys want to come, you just message me on Patreon, let me know you're coming, and it'll be you +1, sometimes +2. But I can only promise the +1 because I don't want to kick food out of my other bandmates' mouths is the thing too, because it's not like these are a lot of door deals in our lives right now. This is what happens when your hobby turns into a real thing. So there you go. Got to stop clearing my throat. I'm doing better. I'm trying. I have my Airwaves gum. Today's show is not brought to you by Airwaves, the gum that Rob Halford from Judas Priest chews all the time to protect his voice. Get your ass down here to South America. Boy, would I love to. Dude, when this Trump shit is over, world fucking tour. How have you ever met the real Van Halen guys? Yes. I've met Michael Anthony, and I've met David, and I met Sammy in passing I have a really good friend. One of my best friends is his business manager, and we just keep almost seeing each other. So, do a show in Argentina. Yeah, but then Peter Thiel might show up. Yuck. You're not supposed to coat your throat on. Oh, by the way, can I just say for the record, throat coat is murder. That shit is terrible. All the things that are normally supposed to be good for your voice, when the people tell you, other than like, I guess lemon and honey. By the way, the lemon is the better part. The honey just makes the rest of it go down easier. Thank you. Chat always is asking when you're going to be on. Okay. How's right? Oh, great. Okay, that was Adam. Okay. All right, let's jump into some of these clips because like we covered a little bit of, Trump's fucking brain. Well, hold on. His brain turning to fucking cottage cheese. There we go.
The family would leave, the father would die, the mother would die, leave it to the kids.
Oh, and
in
I
a
think
democratic
hold on. I think he's talking about farms, and you'd leave it to the farm, and then the death tax would take it or some shit like that. And they just cut to this other thing. Anyways, he did basically an hour at this thing, and then he fucked off. They did a little bit of people talking.
For you.
Yeah. So a lot of what he did wasn't.
Remember, I inherited these prices. I didn't start.
No, he did not.
My prices were great. They rigged the election. When I turned, the election was totally rigged. It was a rigged election, just like they're rigging the election right now, it looks like in California. Can you?
Yeah, no, they're not. They are not rigging. Pratt is losing on the merits, kids. Sorry. He was polling in third, and that's where he's showing up. How would you sing with Sammy Hagar? I would love to sing with Sammy Hagar. Oh, yeah, sorry. I should probably... my bad. Yeah, I thought the microphone was covering it. There might be some close-ups later on. But, prepare yourself. That said, if I may, I want to jump into a couple of other things because obviously besides him, have thirst trapping over the farmer next to him, I'm just curious. Sean Hannity trying to play tough guy, the human thumb cleaning a knife. There's a whetstone and oil and a nothing says macho murderer like a Q-tip sitting there and another knife, whatever. Have you ever killed somebody, Sean Hannity? Sean Hannity is not a martial artist. He says he is something more dangerous. You mean like a murderer? Whoops, hold on.
I am a situational street fighter. I'm
my
not
God.
a martial artist. I am a situational street fighter.
Yeah, that's what I would call you. A situational street fighter. If there's ever a situation where a fight breaks out between you and the street, you'll get right in its face.
And I've trained for 15 years. Sticks, blades, firearms. You name any situation, I train for it.
What about a situation where there are no sticks, blades, or firearms?
Whatever it may be.
Have you ever killed somebody? I'm kidding.
No.
With your knives and
No,
like
Sage, I never have killed anybody. No. Believe it or not, I think one of the best lines, somebody was getting in my grill a little bit.
Uh-huh. What was her name?
And I stepped back. And when you step back, you always put your hands up.
That's so true. I find that when especially like this, because my sensei, when he told me to do this, he was like, put your hands up like this. It's like Trump fighting. You know when Trump shows his wrists for some reason? Yeah, you step back and you put your fists up like that, and then you run your hand down their chest and hook their belt and pull them forward. This is how.
On purpose.
protect your face.
Well, in case something goes down, they're already up.
Yeah.
So you just keep them up.
Yeah.
And so I step back.
Yeah, in case a boxing match breaks out.
And I said, look at me. Do not make me hurt you.
I'm sure that was intimidating to a 9-year-old.
I will hurt you.
Well, you might not hit bottom, but it'll scrape the shit out of the sides.
I will blind you. I will rake your jaw if
So
it's
it's
hinged,
bad?
and I will knock you out.
Is that what you
It's
did?
usually
Did you actually go at the same time?
like this. See, there's a boom, like a quick like that. Then you could do a ear box.
Yes, that's how we do it. Do the ear box. No one ever sees it coming. That's the thing. That often this one they never see it. Like, huh? You want to fight? You want to come on? Huh? But this woman, what are you doing? Ready? Huh? You ready for a little bit of this? Huh? Like that? Yeah. Bingo, flack, like that. You know, like that. You go, blink, like that.
That'll disorient them.
It will. It will. They'll stand back when your hands are clapping in front of their face, going, "Fuck is this guy trying to do? I'm completely disoriented by what a jackass this dude is."
Grab the back of their head, pull it in like that, headbutt them. I tell women all the time, they always say, oh, just kick them. No, you take your thumbs, you stick it in their eye socket, and you
You tell them, Spanky.
rip that eyeball out, not to win a fight, to get away.
To survive, you gotta survive.
I don't want, I tell, you don't have to win a fight. If you got a guy and you stick your thumbs in those eyes,
That's right. That's those eyes are crying. These eyes have seen a lot of thumbs and they never get poked in the eyeballs. I get kicked in the balls.
and here's the other thing. And my
Oh, the other thing.
sensei says this to people that he trains too. If you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus, okay, if somebody's ever trying to put you in a car,
Oh, yeah.
die right there. Go see Jesus that day.
It's a very odd thing to say. What are you supposed to just? What you have a cyanide capsule under your tooth, or you just throw yourself in front of the car, or
Fight to the bitter, and you get in that car, 99% of the
It's over.
time, you are not coming home.
It's over.
Take your thumb,
also if you die right there, you're also not coming home.
stick it in their eyes, and rip the eyeballs out of their head.
Yes. What eyeballs would Jesus rip out?
Have you ever done that?
No.
I haven't had to.
Have you karate chopped?
Have you karate chopped? Yeah, he has. He's karate chopped.
I put one little move on somebody that was being very aggressive once.
Have you ear clapped?
I train.
This is fucking cringe. I can't do it. Good Lord. I'm embarrassed for both of them.
And we do it. I train 4 or 5
I mean,
days
when you're
a week.
back in New York, it's not happening here. But have you had butted head? Like,
No, I
have
mean-
you had a real fight?
I had to kind of hit somebody once, but it was
I had to kind of hit somebody once. But what was her name again?
quick and it was over. And then I picked them up and I'm like, I told you,
I told you.
don't make me hit you. You know,
When
Well,
was
you
that?
doing other things. Most people can't throw a punch. How do you throw a punch? Show me how to
Like a
throw a punch.
girl. Totally like.
You can't. She can't
No,
punch.
because like I have long arms and it just takes a while to
Okay,
get
long
there.
arms. Well,
By the time
not,
I get there, they will have,
I can't. Ugh. This is so CSL. This is so fucking painful.
but the
gone
problem
to the
is,
bathroom
a
and
punch should be
This is our conversation during lunch in middle school. Holy shit, no kidding.
straight like that.
Oh no, that's what I do.
That's what it is. It's like, you're like, like that. Sean Hannity hits black woman, film at 11.
What are you? Right?
Or you like very good. Or if I parry it away, you can do. I teach people
Oh, what do you teach?
like young.
Fuck me. I can't. This is terrible. I teach. Jesus Christ. This is so. Like my skin is crawling.
Younger
And then-
people, because most people, if you punch like that, it's going to hurt the average
Well, you're-
person's wrist.
Right.
Okay.
I've really
If you teach
like,
a young person how to throw a hammer punch, Like if I do an eye poke, ear buck, rake it across your jaw, I'll rip it right off its hinge, go right to your brain, knock you right down on the
Oh
ground.
my.
But I
This dude has the worst pickup lines I've ever seen. You know what this reminds me of? This is it. It's season. I can't remember if it's the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2 of the British version of The Office when Gareth Keenan is picking up that girl and everybody says like that she's out of your league, and then they see him later and he's actually hitting on her and he's just showing her karate moves.
I train for that every day. So, like for example, we do blaze sticks firearms. You put a firearm, like act like you're pointing a firearm in front.
Act like you're putting. Oh God. When I move, you say bang.
Me. Okay, yes, boom.
Yeah, boom. That's like, yeah, she's still got a gun pointed right at you. This is terrible. This is a bad example.
Train to do that every day.
Right. As long as the person isn't over arm's length away.
I just broke your finger, stripped the gun, if I move fast enough.
And made you orgasm at the same time.
And
I
it's
will then
pointed at
step
him.
back, tap it, rack it, 4/3.
Whoa.
Put it over my forehead, like your finger. Okay. I'll go up, break your finger.
Oh my God. This it's so cringe. This is This is the kind of shit you say after you've watched the first Tom Cruise Jack Reacher movie.
I'm not trying to hurt her.
Did you hear the pop?
I heard it. It's not a pop. It's a crack. Your knuckle crack.
Crack.
All right.
Okay, what can I do again?
You go like up, back, jam you with it, strip it, step back.
Yeah, spin it on one finger, whip out your dick, pee your name in the snow, tap dance a little bit, and then do some Aikido, like Fat Boy Seagal moves, and then they just faint. The person just panics and they lose their breath, and they're on. They. What do you think is next? I think next is fake with this hand, elbow. That's what he goes next, or the old hands at the side, crotch smack like that, where you hit that, and when they bend over, you elbow them in the chin or the nose. When they come forward, then you wrap their head like this, spin around, put it over your shoulder, and then you just jump, and their neck snaps like an arm in a Seagal movie. And then while you wait for the police, you just kind of do your Yang style Tai Chi form. By the way, hi there. I'm Hal Sparks. My leg isn't resting on anything. I can do this all day. I can do it with, hold on. I can do it with both legs. There's literally nothing here. Where did my shoe disappear? Oh, because it went off there. Okay. I was like, my foot.
Back, tap it, rack it.
That's like 2 seconds.
Cap it, rack it.
Right.
That's
and
fast.
if you put it at my back,
We're still talking about guns, right?
first thing is I'll come like this.
Yeah.
I'll come
Right. And then obviously the first bullet is lodged in your spine.
in with an elbow. You said you had long arms.
They're like
Okay. If you first of all, if you're gonna throw a punch, throw it straight. But
not like a.
All right, I'm done. I can't. This is just. It's fucking killing me. I can't. What a douchebag! Like this dude went from 0 to 8th grade in like 2 minutes. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Images. In the bar. Where is it? Yeah. Karate moves to the woman at the office party, but Wikipedia dance fire Gareth Keenan, played by Mackenzie Crook, who's great. Um, oh, this is the whole fucking episode. Jesus. Mackenzie, why is Garrett and like David so much? All right. I'll never find the scene like in a GIF. So bad. All right. Let's move on because I don't have that much time left. I don't know if you know this, but apparently someone's been lying about Christianity online. And apparently hippie Alex Jones over here with the 8 rape charges against him thinks that they've been lying about what God really said this whole time. It says influence, manipulate, subjugate, monetize, which I think is his business plan around his Christianity. So I guess also avoid charges. I don't know why he left that one out. They lied. They changed Christianity and nobody noticed. Michael Peters argues that real Christian community has almost nothing to do with the communal living experiments. Shared bank accounts are trying to engineer the perfect society because the transformational Christianity calls for internal, not political change. The challenge isn't learning how to share possessions. It's surrendering pride, ambition. Oh, okay. So all that shit that Jesus did, taking care of other people, that's you're supposed to do so. Make your money.
We'll have 2 cars and we'll share them. We'll call that community, and all your money goes into one pot and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not God's plan. Acts 2, no one counted their possessions as their own, was not socialism. It was, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm free.
I feel like what you're trying to say is that
sorry, I wish I could pay attention to what you're saying, but I'm flipping through my court case. My defense just sent me a big bunch of things where I can, vilify the victims.
we should try
Yes, that was a picture of Jonestown that he threw in. Thanks for noticing.
to live in communities that are representative of these principles.
Yeah, what a ridiculous notion.
And you can't live in communities that are representative of these principles unless
Because you can't print fish.
you as an individual are
Are Jesus Christ.
doing your best to live by these principles.
The community idea is emptying yourself and making yourself nothing. That's what Jesus is described as. And as we all have his spirit in us and we're sharing a communal life in the spirit, my kingdom is neither here nor there, it's within you. I'll put my heart in you. I'll put my spirit in you.
Right, but faith without works is nothing. And I think the idea is that the kingdom is inside you, but that doesn't mean you seek worldly pleasures outside because just fuck it. Go ahead.
My Father and I were with you. Now we'll be in you. You get to share my
Look out. That sounds like quite a weekend.
DNA. Now, if that's our place, then all
Sorry, what? The Father's going to be in you and share his DNA? I don't think this is a Jesus story.
the rest of the stuff kind of falls together all by itself. As we give up this present age, when we're willing to let go of the hold it has on us, the gravity of owning reputation, owning possessions, owning
Legal culpability for sexual assault.
anything, if we let go of that, then he's able to fill us.
Ew.
Take up your cross, deny your very self. These are concepts that just aren't normal for humans, for mammals. So trying to make peace with the mammal world and rearrange the deck chairs so that, we all share our water, we all share our orange juice, we all share our livestock. I've had some pretty famous Christian authors fly into where I live to talk about this over the last 25 years. And they came up with circling up a bunch of trailers in a field in Minnesota and said, okay, now we'll have 2 cars and we'll share them. We'll call that community, and all your money goes into one pot and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not God's plan. Acts 2, no one counted their possessions as their own, was not socialism. It was,
Yeah, also, cults aren't socialism. They're not even, communes aren't communism.
I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm free. So whatever I get. It's in God's hands. I trust him. My life belongs to him now. You put your sail up into the wind and see where it takes you. It's not some cold, hard bunch of commands that everybody's supposed to do something, but it's
live by a standard.
everybody's supposed to die so much to their own will, their own flesh, their own ambition, their pride, their lust, their fear, their selfishness, their shyness, their aggressive personality stuff. You die to all
Their rapiness, in deference to your host.
that and let Jesus rule and reign in you. And if everybody does that and we help each other do that,
We can all dodge accountability for our earthly crimes. Nothing like finding Jesus on the way to the gallows.
then he'll get what he wants. So the process of helping each other, and that's community, right? It could be. That's not what most external mechanical communities do. Get the log out of your own eye, but if in love we're putting our hand on each other's
Oh, that's what got him in trouble in the first place.
shoulder, we're keeping our powder dry, watching, praying, because it might be
How are you keeping your powder dry? Your pants are getting wet right now.
just a bad day, whatever. But if our goal is to help each other become more like
Do you have powder in your pants?
Jesus, now you've got community, now you've got ecclesia, and it says be called alongside one another for 90 minutes on Sunday, so the none are hardened.
90 minutes. What if it's a long drive and you got to leave 10 minutes early?
And deceived. Obviously, that's not
Of course, God will never forgive you and you will burn in hell.
what it said. It said daily is the Greek word, and that life together, that doesn't mean meetings. That just means we share our lives. We share our vulnerabilities. We share our weaknesses.
Wonder why he's so good looking. And I, poor Peter, I just can't say no to carbs.
I was tempted by this, and I just want
Wait a minute. He looks just like me. We could be brothers.
y'all to know, keep an eye on me.
And I want you to know I have no brothers among you.
Or I saw you get a little bit of a temper when you were trying to cut through the gas station and that guy didn't let you. Like, hey, brother, what if you need to go back and talk to him about Jesus? Is that going to be hard now? Maybe. All right, then maybe your response could have been a little different. So it softened his heart instead of making him think you're a hypocrite because you're angry at him and now you're trying to share Jesus. That's not going to work. So as we help each other become more like Jesus from the inside out, then
We can be as big a dick as we want to be as long as we sell Jesus afterwards.
do go into every
Yes, Zach Galifianakis as Peter.
nation. You have 8-year-olds kind of doing what Jesus did at 12, right?
Wow, kids grow up so fast these days.
He mesmerized the Sadducees, the Pharisees,
Sorry, are you talking about you're being mesmerized by 8-year-olds?
the leaders in the temple, and when Joseph and Mary lost him for a little while. Got him, but they were all amazed that the things he was saying just staggered them. Well, as God lives inside of us,
Anyways, there once was a man from Nantucket I'm sorry, Mom, I'll be there in a minute.
as Jesus, the master teacher, lives inside of us, and
I've told you guys the reason I read the Bible all the way through twice and was baptized when I was 11. You didn't have to be till you were like 13 or 15, whatever, that kind of age, right about the time puberty shows up, interestingly enough. I decided to do it early. I went to church camp 3 years in a row. I went to what is effectively Jesus camp, what you saw. And the reason I studied the Bible as much as I did was because I wanted to be an irritant. I wanted to be, the whole point was you're supposed to be like Jesus, right? And Jesus annoyed the deacons by knowing more about the Bible than they did.
shed all of the titles, we shed all of the formulas. That doesn't mean you don't see each other. Exactly
Yeah, sometimes you shed all over yourself.
the opposite. Be called alongside one another daily. Don't forsake the gathering of yourselves. That has nothing to do with Sunday. There's nothing in context that says Sunday. That, it says consider how to spur one another.
Well, certainly not because Sunday is a pagan day of the week, hence Sunday, followed by Moon Day. So, just saying, none of those are really. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Abrahamic God is clearly another sun god, which is fine. It makes the crops grow. It's kind of amazing.
Another on to love and good works, verse 24. And by the way, be together as often as you can, verse 25. Spurring
Yummy.
one another on. It doesn't mean listen to a sermon or a homily. and attend something. It's not about symbolism, ritual on top of our already worldly.
Yeah, it's not like you don't get extra points for wearing a dipshit Jesus loves me pink hat just because you're being kitschy in your newfound prison religion.
Life.
Thanks for watching the video.
Nobody watched it. We didn't watch it. We mocked it, and we were all, I think, to the person, annoyed by the farcical horseshit that we saw. The whole thing was embarrassing. Oh, by the way, this just happened. CENTCOM has denied that Iran fired warning shots at U.S. warships.
Back here on Live Now from Fox, it is 10:07 on the East Coast and 7:07 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and as I mentioned before the break, we are following some breaking news coming in on the U.S.-Iran conflict. A lot of developments here just popping up, and this is coming in moments ago from U.S. Central Command as
Going very well. I think the talks are going excellent.
they issue another correction to information released by the Iranian regime and the IRGC. Now, again, this says Iran claims it fired warning shots at U.S. warships in the Gulf of
Who is laughing in the background at Fox Live now?
Oman, forcing American vessels to retreat toward the Indian
Ladies, knock it off.
Ocean. They say that is false, and the truth is that Iranian forces did not attack or fire at U.S. Navy warships. Doing so would be a gross violation of the ceasefire,
As opposed to the normal run-of-the-mill violations that have been going on the entire time.
U.S. forces continue to operate freely in regional waters while fully enforcing the ongoing blockade against Iran.
You left out very powerfully.
Again, a lot of statements that are coming in as we also hear from
Yes, and every single one of them.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah. Just saying.
See through it.
We're not buying it at all.
Can't undo it.
Just saying.
during the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire, Lebanon's president saying that Iran is essentially holding this whole deal hostage and using Lebanon as part of it. They say, quote, Iran's Islamist terror regime is using Lebanon as a bargaining chip in negotiations with the U.S. Again, that is according there to the Lebanese president, who added that.
Right, because why is there peace talks between Lebanon and Israel when it isn't Lebanon and Israel that are fighting? It's Hezbollah and Israel that are fighting, and Lebanon has no control over what Hezbollah does. It's almost as if everyone down there is completely fucking bananas. These people are crazy. All right. So that's just to remind you that if Trump goes where things are going really well, we're this close to having something, it's all solved. They've agreed to everything. Blah bitty fucky blah. All right. Do I have time? Yes, I do. Remember? Anybody remember Timu Bosch, Joey Pags? Bad intel. Did Trump get bad intel on Iran? I don't know that there's any way we can know because he's got shit in his ears and shit for brains. So even if he got good intel, would he know? Would he perceive it properly? Good Lord.
Did President Trump get bad information on Iran? Robert Spencer says the regime should have fought.
If so, that's his responsibility as the president of the United States, who has access to more intel than almost any other human being on the goddamn planet.
But something stopped it. We talk about the Kurds, Turkey, the IRGC. They all collide about the future of Iran. The answer may explain why the Ayatollahs are still standing. So what do you think? I mean, if we leave the theocracy in place in Iran, then it's going to be more of the same, right?
Yes. That's why nobody wanted to start this shit up again, and they wanted to do it through peaceful means, because once you tear off the bandage, the stitches come with it.
I mean, all of this would have been for naught, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Joe, I couldn't agree more.
Did he just call him Jill? Hold on.
Not in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Joe, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, he called him Jill. I did not see that coming. Maybe he met Trump recently and he got one of those like screwworms by touching Trump's hand and it got into his brain, or maybe met RFK Jr. Jill, all right, sure, Joe, Jill, you know.
More. It's 100% certainty without any doubt whatsoever. If the Islamic Republic remains in power, it will resume its jihad against the United States and Israel as soon as it is able to do so.
Really? Okay. Real quick. First of all, buy a Roomba. You're creeping me out. Your odd haunted office is funky, especially all the dust gathering back by where the door is. There's like I could see it on camera. It's so bad. It's gross. Like I can smell that room.
By the way, Robert also is a Shillman Fellow at the David Horowitz Freedom Center. You know, I hated that I didn't get a chance.
Great. Can you afford a mop?
To talk to David before he passed. We had him on the show many, many times. I loved interviewing him. I just wonder what he would have thought about what's going on now. Now, he was gone already. But when we went into Iran, did you believe, like I did at the end of February, that this really would be, we're taking them out? The theocracy is dead. Now, I understand we got the big guy, then the next level, then the next level, but still, it appears as though the IRGC is extremely loyal to whatever this theocracy is. Did you think going in, and I wonder what David Horowitz would have thought about this?
Well, they are called the Iranian Republican Guard. Like, they are the guard of the Islamic Republic. So, yeah, I think
that we would
kind of what's on the tin.
Would have, in fact, ended this 47-year reign?
Yeah. And I think that even Trump thought that.
Yeah.
That if we struck the regime, decapitated it, took out the key leadership, that the whole thing would fall. The people of Iran hate it, but I'll tell you something, Joe. The Iranian regime is a poster child for why gun control is dangerous.
Yes.
Because the fact is, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has all the guns. The people have none. So it doesn't really matter in the final analysis how much the people...
Yeah, nobody's going outside right now, dickhead. And also, who gives a shit to some... I mean, let's do Sudan next. Let's go Rwanda and the DRC. You don't care about the fact that, one side has guns and the others... We got guns. They got guns. Nobody cares as long as they don't have nukes, right? That was the reason. Now that they don't have a nuke, who gives a shit? Like, they got to work out their own stuff, right?
The people hate the regime. They're stuck with it.
Jihadwatch.org. Go there and check out what Robert does.
I can't tell what he does from this interview, so why would I go to his site?
When we take a look at what you just said, I believe, and the president sort of leaked this.
Sorry, the name of the show is now Unshaken and Unafraid with Joe Pags. That's the title of this? Unshaken? Maybe it's Unshocken.
Himself in one of these cabinet meetings or something. We armed the Kurds in the north, and then the Kurds just kept the weaponry. I guess the idea was that they would now take the weapon.
Okay, that's also largely in dispute. It might just be Trump shitting on the Kurds again.
Down and help to arm the citizens of Iran. Of the 92 million, about...
Somebody's asking, what the hell is Jihad Watch? It's a watch that you wear that if you leave it by the roadside, and it's got a little like mushroom cloud whenever it strikes 12.
In about 90 million allegedly don't want this
self-winding though. So
regime anymore. Did you hear that that's what happened as well? And if it is the fact that whoever we gave the guns to kept them, how do we arm the people of Iran so they can stand up for themselves?
I don't know, drop stuff into the streets and figure people will have, there's more civilians than there are military.
I heard it a little differently, Joe, and I can't say that I know for sure which version is correct.
Right.
But
yeah, I'm going to go with it's all bullshit. The entirety of it. Hold on one second. This is the yeah.
That was just bullshit, Joel.
Yeah, the entire thing.
They're both equally plausible. The idea that the people we armed just kept the weaponry and didn't move against the Iranian regime, entirely believable.
Yeah.
But the version I heard was that Recep Tayyip...
The version. I'm so glad they're taking on the fake news.
Tayyip Erdogan, the president of Turkey, who is on an endless war against the Kurds, got Trump's ear and told him, don't send the Kurds against the Islamic regime in Iran. It'll have repercussions beyond Iran. and that's the reason why, that the Kurds themselves were willing to do it. The problem is getting arms to the Iranians. There doesn't seem to be any easy way to do that, and that's really what's going to have to be necessary here.
Iran started shooting missiles into its neighboring countries. Why doesn't Turkey
because we have bases in them
step up then and say, you know what, you're right. We probably shouldn't have a full-on theocracy that wants to kill anybody and everybody around them. Maybe we'll help you. Why didn't they step up then?
Because they didn't fire on Turkey?
Or do they like the Iranian regime?
Yeah, the Turks like the Iranian regime.
Wow.
Recep Tayyip Erdogan wants to destroy Turkish secularism. He's actually pretty much done it already. And he wants to restore the Ottoman Caliphate. He doesn't have any problem with another country being
That's why Trump likes him so much.
Ruled by Islamic law.
It's like the Turkish Putin.
And so he doesn't have any trouble with the Islamic Republic of Iran, even though they're Shiite and he's Sunni. And he doesn't want to see the United States topple it especially in alliance with Israel, which Turkey.
Oh my God, this is. I have to say, CSL, this is the geopolitical version of that dipshit conversation that Sean Hannity was having in that interview. We might as well be like, where is it? Be watching. Where is he? Is it over here? I think I closed it already. The fucking if I do this and then like that, and then I take the gun that is your finger and break your finger, lady, and then I smack you like that. And then purple nurple, and then elbow like that, and then go. Do I have blood on my elbow? Can you see? Like that, and then they fall for it every time. Like it's like that.
Turkey is increasingly hostile toward.
Yes, I hate a hostile turkey. At least they're consistently stupid. Oh my God. All right, I'm running out of time. I wanted to do. Yeah, sorry, we have to do this. Is your phone the mark of the beast? They bit the apple, and so did you. Jim Brewer reacts to this newfangled thing called cell phones.
We, the people, we're going to start a new way order.
New way order. Okay. We'll just swipe and start over.
The bad guys are doing the new world order.
I see. And so we're going to do the new way order, which would be way better than the world.
They're taking seeds out of fruit.
Taking seeds out of fruit. That's how they start. You're like, I don't mind this seedless watermelon.
Spraying the skies.
They're spraying the skies with the seeds they take out of the fruit.
They're meat, everything.
They're taking seeds out of the meat.
They're jabbing, whatever they're doing to us.
They're not jabbing you with anything. You actually have to go to a place and have it done.
All right. New world.
No, not all right.
World order. Taking over. However you want to define it.
Yeah, just make it up. Say New World, where they put a strip mall everywhere and there's just always froyo in those places. What is up with that? You know what I mean? The New World Order, they're finding a way around it. Like there's got to be like a Starbucks right across the street from every Starbucks and this kind of stuff. And then what's this whole like UFC fighting where they don't want us to do forms anymore? What is happening?
We create the new way order.
It's so good. Okay, the new way order. Here it comes.
The new way order.
Right, the new way order.
Right out of gate, every Sunday, mandatory, no television, no social media.
Okay, so total social control. Thank God this isn't anything like I've heard the New World Order is like.
Zero.
None. Zero. Okay, so, and you enforce this, I guess, with violence.
Zero. And you have to Sunday happy reggae dance for at least 2 hours or 3 hours while you make banana pancakes. Banana pancakes and frying, the kids are coming down. You finding that everyone, no matter who enters the room, gotta dance to the reggae. Turn on a little Marley, get up, stand up for your right. Wouldn't it be love? All my life, we used to do this in the Brewer house.
I believe you, especially on Sunday mornings because you didn't go to church, I'm presuming. So, okay, so mandatory, no church. Okay, all right, there's a bunch of people with you. All right.
When we had Uncle Stevie in the house, we had all three of my daughters, my wife and I. We'd have people stop by on Sundays. Everyone stay in their pajamas. I'd have the banana.
So they drove over in their pajamas.
And I'd mush the bananas in the pancake mix, and I'd make pancakes. The neighborhood kids would come over, and no matter.
And then what happened? Was there a lawsuit? Did it all came crashing down?
You know, my wife is, oh, Jesus, worship music, which is fine. It's fine. But all day, no. We're starting off with reggae. Who's not in a good mood? No cursing in the reggae and no violence. Just reggae. Turn on.
So does it, I Shot the Sheriff count? Or, I mean, it's kind of violence, but it's like it already happened. So
whoever. Mandatory.
John Marley, love him.
Sunday. Mandatory Marley, maybe? Mandatory Marley. Mandatory Marley, Sunday mornings, you must dance. Or you pick someone to do. You gotta dance. Find something nice to dance to. None of this.
How about, I'm just suggesting, like.
This is some bullshit.
I mean, maybe that's too much. How about this? Since you're a big Trump fan and you love the Epstein class.
Yeah, if they ask, I forgot it. You ain't seen nothing. Yeah, we ain't saying nothing. Black bar over my past, can't track this. Screenshots cropped out, can't catch this. If it looks too wild on the axis, highlight, right click, boom, redact this. Redact this. Blur that face, can't fact check the madness. Throwing out page from the bad habits atlas. If the story get messy in the ad-libs, highlight, right click, boom, redact this. I was young, I was dumb, I was scrolling. Type way too much, hit send, heart swollen. Now I keep receipts like a lawyer with a folder. But anything risky, get hit with the toner. Whole group chat, got tails, I ain't claim. If my name pop up, that's a typo, blame. Who's that in the pic, man, that ain't go strange. That's a random stranger with a very close face. Understanding my friends, I plead don't recall. If they ask for the tape, it's a missing file. If they pull up the clip, that's deep fake style. If they show me the proof, I just smile like redact this. Black ball.
So that could work. We could do that every Sunday.
Screenshots cropped out, can't catch this. If it looks too wild on the axis,
right click, boom. All right, so all right, so mandatory Sunday, banana pancakes. This is not just Revenge of the Stoners at all. Okay, go ahead. So no church, right? None of your wife's bullshit, I think, is what we're gonna. Yeah.
No. All right, maybe. It depends how old you are. That's my, you have to start it off that way. And you have to give blessings for being alive and everything going on that day.
Yeah, it's so non-judgmental and peaceful and loving and just fun. That's all that matters is fun. Never mind the fact that he's been accusing Democrats of like child sacrifice and shit like that, and that vaccines are just there to kill people or whatever. But at least Sunday mornings during fucking reggae, mandatory reggae dance party, you can stop. Well, I'm kidding. He's not going to stop judging people.
I don't care if you think it's corny, because
I don't think it's corny. I think it's hypocritical and silly.
It's the new way order. All right.
Why would that be way? Way? In what way? Are we talking like curds and whey, or?
Each one of you, I want you guys got to come up with something.
Help me fill this segment.
You got something already, Kyle?
Yeah.
Hold on. Put on Kyle. I want to hear what Kyle has. Part of the new way order.
If you're
Sorry, grown man, why do you have teenage boys in your basement with you?
out to dinner,
Yeah.
whoever goes on their phone first has to pick up the tab. No phones at dinner.
Ooh, I like that. You know what? That brings me to this.
Oh dear.
This morning, and this is another part. I like that. I like that a lot.
Sorry, 1 second. I have to pick up my phone for a second. Yes? Hello? No, I'm in the middle of a show. I can't right now. Whatever. Yeah, no, I don't get texts on this. You sent what? I don't know if there's a way to rotary dial nudes. I'm getting another call. Yes? I'm terribly sorry, but we're closed until Monday. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm back. Have you thought about like rolling it up in a scroll and attaching it to a pigeon's leg and sending it over. You know, romantic. Sorry.
Roy and I were talking this morning. We go to Bean a Cup Coffee and we're sitting there.
Very exciting. Also, don't tell people where you go.
And we don't bring our phones in to coffee at all.
You can't just turn them off and talk?
Sometimes when it's over, my wife will be like, pick up. And I tell her, I'm like, hey, man, I need an hour time.
Yeah, I'm just a father and a husband. I don't need your shit.
Talking with a friend. We're getting a heavy stuff. We're talking. We're just talking. I want that space. Unless it's a crazy emergency, there's no need for you to have your phone on.
Yeah, but how would you know it was a crazy emergency? I think is her point.
There's no need for it. Who needs you that bad unless it's some type of business deal?
Unless it's some kind of business deal. You know, a crazy emergency.
We sit down and we have
something that never happens to Jim.
Have conversations. And I even caught myself today where another person joined in as Roy and I were finishing the conversation. And we were just talking about where we were a year ago compared to where we are now.
Yes, the improvements, we're all charting them.
And the difference in our lives and the boundaries that we built and blah, 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 right?
Yeah, and how we stopped listening to our wives and turning our phones off because...
And the other guy came, and I had my phone, but it was under cups and coasters and stuff like that.
Okay. You just bury it so you can't get to it?
And when this guy came... Our friend Brian started talking, but Brian and Roy started talking, and after about 5 minutes, I didn't know what they were talking about.
Oh, was it math, politics, life hacks, pop culture? Oh, I know what it was. It was comedy. That's right.
And it's your natural reaction to unplug from being within the moment. Just
sorry, it's mine. You're talking about you dumb motherfucker.
Listening to what they're saying.
Why is your level of burden or boredom our burden? Why are we on the hook for the fact that you can't? Holy shit!
And even if you're not part of the conversation, I wanted to grab that phone and just start scrolling a little bit. And I know most of you are more addicted to that.
Oh, yeah. If he wants to do it, you know, you and I, we can't be part of a conversation. We're not 100%. Get the fuck out of here. Just the ego. The fucking ego.
How can you go to dinner? No phone, zero phones. I did it last night. I'm not praising myself.
Yes, you are.
Just saying.
I also, by the way, he's not genuinely praising himself. He's saying, I suck, but I'm better than you.
I'm working on this too. No, if we're going to get together as a family, unless you have someone as a dog sitter or you need to be the phone because your kid's somewhere, you don't need your phone.
Sorry, these are the two reasons you need a phone, except an emergency business meeting. Emergency business meeting, you have children or you have a dog sitter. I think we can all relate. Who has a dog sitter for dinner?
You don't need it on. You don't need to be checking it. It's so, I love the idea. If you guys go out to dinner, it's a bunch of friends. You know how many times you look in a circle of like teenagers?
Of jerks? No, I don't. I tend to not look at circles of teenagers. I'm a grown man.
Even sometimes adults, they're in a circle. You're all standing together. You're standing here, and none of you are talking. And there's 5 of you just doing this on your phones. You know how crazy you look? You look like you're addicted to a machine.
Right, but that doesn't mean they are. They could be actually talking to people who aren't there, arranging for them to show up in between something, scheduling something where they're all going. I mean, they could be playing Candy Crush, but again, that's your fucking problem.
It's weird, man. It's really weird to see a human just like this. And you can't break from it. You can't.
Yeah, you can.
You can't break from it.
Well, you can if you're interesting. If you're around people and they're on their phones that you're really interesting, they tend to put them down. It's weird that that happens a lot when you're around people. Just start ignoring you and just get on their phones and start typing away. It's funny. It's interesting. I'm sure it happens to other people too, but that happens to you all the time, does it? So I'm just trying to see your point here. So everywhere you go, people just see you. They're talking to you a little bit, then they start conversations with other people, or they start up on their phones, specifically around topics or events that don't have anything to do with you. Yeah, that sounds like phone addiction to me. Yeah,
It's mind-boggling.
yeah, it's almost like they don't want to talk to you at all.
And it's the first drug. Forget heroin.
I can't. I've tried.
Forget alcohol.
But I've never had alcohol or heroin. I just know the story about why heroin's named heroin, because Bayer Aspirin Company made an opiate and named it heroin for its heroic effects on pain. So I thought that was kind of cool.
This may be some of the monsters' most genius drug they've ever invented. I bet most of you can't even leave a room with it more than an hour. More than an hour. Think about that.
Mine sits down on my desk all the time. I get irritated texts from people because I haven't been on the phone all day. Yeah, this is him doing stand up. This is what his show passes for these days.
So if you go to dinner, part of the New Way order, and you're having dinner with friends,
or people you think are friends, or an emergency business meeting, or your dog sitter is there, or you don't have children.
First one to pick up their phone has to pick up the whole tab, or else you can't even go to dinner. You're not allowed to dinner. I like that, Kyle. I like that a lot.
What if you find out they've got a sick relative at home, or they do have kids, or a dog sitter?
You guys like that?
I think there's a lot of crucial factors we'd have to look into.
Do you guys like that? Let Kyle know if you like that. Damn, I got chicken neck.
Oh my God. All right, we're done. I love, my favorite thing about the Jim Breuer stuff is how he's really against how judgmental and mean-spirited and uncharitable and cruel people are, especially Democrats who worship the devil and are monsters and eat babies and want to kill people with vaccines. And not let God take them with polio like he intended naturally. All right, one last thing. I know I'm over, but one last thing. I have to see what this is. Sewer bombs. This is Bendover Johnson, who I guess is around.
Keep an eye out for the end times.
Yeah, to remind us to keep out. So this is a guy who's got 47 minutes, I presume, to put this thing away, and he's climbing into the sewer. Sewer bombs. Mysterious armed men keep crawling out of sewers in New York. Are they planting bombs? I don't know. Where is Kash Patel? It's weird that he's vanished.
You come across a lot of strange videos in this profession, but
really, depends on what you put into the Pornhub search bar.
There's nothing that's quite hit my timeline like the Jews in the tunnels of New York. Here's the video of Hasidic Jews exiting the tunnels of New York.
So why did you have an Arab in your thumbnail, you racist fuck?
It's 100% real. And this did happen.
Oh, this is years ago.
Here's New York authorities pulling these members of a synagogue out of the tunnel that they found that was illegally built. They actually arrested.
Yeah, this has been around for a long time.
A dozen members of the synagogue for fighting the filling of these tunnels with cement. There's a thing that happened. It's called the Crown Heights Tunnel Incident.
Yeah, 11 January 2024.
at a specific synagogue that wanted to expand. The official explanation is that they wanted to expand. They couldn't get the permits to do it, and so they started building illegally and secretly, and this was discovered, and whistleblowers sent in the fire department and the cops. Anyway.
Yeah, and that can't be true.
Here's what the official story is. We've been on site, Crown Heights, since Tuesday morning to investigate illegal excavation work found underneath the buildings and impacts the neighboring structures. The New York Building Department
no shit
said we'll continue to monitor the progress and do stabilization work, which included a bunch of cement trucks that filled it.
I suppose so. Also, that's not what that said at all. We will continue to monitor the progress of this emergency stabilization work.
Stabilization work, which...
Hold on, back up.
Since Tuesday morning to investigate illegal excavation work found underneath the buildings and impacts the neighboring structures. The New York Building Department said we'll continue to monitor the progress and do stabilization work.
I see.
Which included a bunch of cement trucks that filled in all of the illegal tunnels. So anyway, there's plenty of conspiracy theories about this New York Tunnel Synagogue incident. It leads to some higher sensitivities when it comes to
January 8th, 2024.
Stories about tunnels in New York, just because of the strange curiosity of all of this. And
yeah, we saw this when it happened. But hey, thanks for giving us the heads up.
Keep an eye out for the end times. How insane it is. I mean,
so insane it has a Wikipedia page.
Crazy incident. You read up on it.
It says incident right there. The word incident is used, so it's crazy. I know.
Covered it on the program. So there's more tunnel stories out of New York City. Mystery as large group of men emerged from manhole in the middle of a busy Brooklyn street.
Was anyone playing YMCA when it happened? Or, I mean, it is Pride. Maybe that's why he's upset. I think that might be why he's upset.
Place is now on lockdown. What's going on here? Well, you can see on video, tons of dudes just get out of the sewers in New York and run away. What the hell is going on in New York? There are multiple videos now from all around the city of men who are not, of course, licensed to do this.
It's the Ghostbusters. I remember this. Ghostbusters 2.
Entering manholes in the middle of the street.
I got a major gas leak here.
You can see them doing it here.
Those guys are going in. Just like to say for the record.
Here,
breaking news.
Here you can see footage of men getting up and security footage of men just getting up and out of the tunnels.
It looks like those guys are going in, though.
Or into the tunnels.
Yeah, that would be yeah, I mean, look, sometimes, men go in and out of Benny's tunnel, and it doesn't really matter, I guess. Both are equally fine.
And running through the streets of New York. Like, New York isn't a real place, man.
Sorry, birds aren't real, and neither is New York.
There is a very lengthy and enormous sewer system, very old sewer system in New York, which is
I should hope so. At least as old as the city's shit.
City that has, of course, been built on top of cities, on top of cities, on top of cities. Like New York's gone through like 5, 6, 7 permutations.
No, it hasn't. This is not the fucking mud flood.
You're living on like the rubble of like 5 different other civilizations.
No, you're not.
Just been around for a long time, and depending on
no. This is not built on top of the rubble of 5 civilizations. You absolute dickhead.
The neighborhood that you're in, there's just old New York, right?
Yeah, that's in the song. That they don't mean like.
So what are they doing? What's going on here?
I don't know. You tell us.
There's no indication in these new videos that this is part of like a synagogue or anything.
How would we know? Would they just be going, "Oi," before they fall in, or carrying a menorah, or?
I guess
you didn't go around and like check the rim of the manhole for gefilte fish and matzah.
You can't rule it out, but it's men.
Well, yeah, I guess not.
Who look like they're wearing like water waders, and then watch. They cover themselves. They cover the manhole up, and it's like a car just drives over it, and they're like,
"Yeah, I can see that."
Oh, okay, just a standard day in New York. What is this? Are they planting bombs? Some users on the internet are saying.
Some MJ Truth Ultra
incident occurred in New York involving mysterious groups. Some thought they could be potentially foreigners.
Because they dress funny?
This would be a way to cause a lot of panic. If you went underneath buildings and placed bombs or some type of explosives, you could really damage the buildings. I mean, you could cause, if you found the right building. I mean, this is why they filled in the tunnels here at the synagogue.
No, they filled in those so that the building next door wouldn't collapse into this building because they were excavating the ground underneath the street.
The reason why this happened was they said, well, I mean, one, of course, it's illegal. You can't do this.
Right. I mean, that's the.
But two, that it was really damaging the structures and the structural soundness around the buildings. So you could,
or might,
I mean, presumably well-placed bombs, you absolutely could take down buildings if you took out the foundations, of course.
Right. All I see are guys in fucking waders. Where are the bombs?
You could kill a lot of people. You could harm a lot of people. So what's going on here?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, gosh, I maybe stick your thumb up your ass and hang out until you do find out.
Let's read. A group of men shocked onlookers as they emerged from a manhole on a busy New York street.
Again, happy Pride, everybody. You can see why Benny's upset, though.
Incident sparked police probe. Several people were seen climbing out of...
Seven or several. You know, seven's specific, several is not. It clearly says 7. Perhaps these glasses don't work anymore, if they ever did.
The sewer system in Brooklyn's McDonald Avenue, Gravesend, in Brooklyn again. The dramatic exit was caught on camera. It occurred around 2 a.m. on Friday and was published by an outlet. The men began stripping off their filthy clothes. They got out of the hole and then gathered near waiting cars. So this is clearly sophisticated.
Well, I mean, they at least they can call Ubers.
Perhaps more sophisticated than...
I don't know how sophisticated were the waiters. Did they at any point in the escape attempt break into putting on the Ritz? If it's true, well, you don't know where to go to.
In the synagogue, I'm not sure. We don't have an explanation.
You seem committed to them being Jews, though. That's not weird?
They had getaway vehicles waiting for them. There were like a half dozen men. They had equipment, flashlights, gear, wearing boots and protective gear.
Yes, that kind of gear.
Video circulating online appears to show a person remaining near the manhole while the cover stayed closed, seemingly acting as a lookout. The bizarre sight prompted New York City Police Department to visit the scene hours later.
Several hours later, as opposed to 7.
Investigators are unable to determine how long the group spent inside of the sewer network or where they entered it in the first place.
Why they entered it, which I think is more important than where. Just for the record. Fuck. Another graduate of the Bongholio School of Reading.
To determine how long the group spent inside of the sewer network or where they entered it in the first place.
It says why. 3-letter words.
Whoa. Footage from the investigation showed the NYPD officers wearing respirator masks and
showed an NYPD officer wearing a respirator mask, one singular.
Who wants to go work in the sewers all day?
I agree, especially if you're a cop. I mean, that certainly wasn't.
But anyway,
additional
reports suggest that men may have been underground for 2 hours before resurfacing. The incident appears to show several individuals across a borough. Witnesses reporting another large group descending into manhole.
I don't see the word large. Another group descending into a manhole. It didn't say large, but okay. But you know what? Throw large in there.
Portions of the area around...
It's getting boring, so I think start gussying it up. An extraordinary group of incredibly fit men, glistening buttocks, covered in oil.
McDonald Avenue and Kings Heights were shut down. So Department of Environmental Protection arrived. Big crews are now there on site looking into what the hell happened here. Look at this.
People went in and came out.
What are they doing? I mean, obviously, this could be a really big security threat. And here they're saying that this is kind of akin to the Crown Heights synagogue situation. Right?
Why?
Right? Look. Right?
No. those are manholes, and that's a storm grate on the building they actually were digging around in.
What is this? Mole people have plundered sewer for lost treasure for decade. NYC manhole mole people. What?
Yeah, everybody's looking for their next pet alligator.
Treasures are buried beneath the streets. Anybody brave enough, crazy enough to explore the murky depths of the Big Apple's sprawling 7,000-mile sewer system.
7,500, but sure.
All in search of wayward wallet, pieces of jewelry, things that may have fallen from the grate above. Those temptations were put on full display, were two separate incidents caught on camera where troops were seen emerging from a manhole cover.
Troops of people were seen.
Brooklyn. The ever-present threat of arrest and obvious risk to personal safety appeared no deterrence to the intrepid subterranean explorers, for whom no gemstone is too grimy or no coin too crud-covered to loot pouches with numerous such incidents. So it looks like the New York Post is going for the extremely innocent take on this, that you're just looking for lost pennies in the sewer. I don't agree.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck what you agree with, stupid. They're pointing out that this is a regular occurrence in New York.
No way.
No way. It's got to be exploding Jews.
Another video shows
Jew bombers crawling around in the sewers, getting ready for Armageddon Part 2.
Weirdos climbing out of a sewer manhole.
Another video serves as weirdos climbing out. No one knows what they were doing.
Nobody knows what they were doing. Oh, they were looking for pennies? I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, they actually said gems and watches and stuff, like expensive things.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they were looking for pennies either.
These guys can just go get on welfare, right? They don't need to go into the sewers. People are saying, like, what is this?
People are saying that.
New footage.
Very exciting. Yeah, riveted.
Suspicious military-age men spotted getting out of manholes with tools in hand.
And with military-aged waiters.
Multiple individuals emerging from New York City sewers in broad daylight. Extremely suspicious.
We have a real problem on our hands. New York City needs serious answers.
What is that? Look at this. There's going to be World Cup matches in New York. Obviously, New York is very much the center of the world and remains so.
Guy's got a shovel.
And so there's a lot going on there. Very dangerous.
So much.
Obviously, a very dangerous place. There's a lot of people. What are people? People are searching the sewers for money? I don't think so. Yeah, no way. No way.
You don't believe Tim Pool?
Burglary crew underground.
Look, all right. Let's be honest. What do you expect him to do? Talk about the ballroom and how well that's going? Talk about the Iran deal and how well that's going? Talk about gas prices and grocery prices and travel this summer and the environment and data centers and clean water and clean air and tariffs and, I guess, potatoes and chicken, if that's if you're worried about that kind of thing.
Potatoes and chicken.
Right? What is he going to do? Talk about those things? Can you imagine every day just having to scroll through shit on X and fill up your browser with tabs for X, just rando shit to talk about so you don't have to talk about the Epstein files?
Tariffs.
But, thanks for posting the video.
Action replays in magnified fortune.
I'm going to let you guys go so I can rest my voice because I have a show tomorrow. The radio program is tomorrow. House Parks radio program, Mega Worldwide. My voice is getting better and it's getting to the point where I think I'm going to be just fine to sing, but I definitely am going to have to take care. So if I'm delicate occasionally, that's why. Also, I got to take care of my girl and my son and, life. You guys understand. Chat room. Who in the chat room has kids, whether they're in the house or not? 3 minutes to Tara. Oh yeah, Tara. I'll hang out. I'll keep it rolling. We can raid Tara, right? Is she around? Let's see. Hold on. Something like that. All right. Hit the like, share the show. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the super chats. It means a lot. Don't forget, new album coming out in June. End of the month. Pretty close. Jackie Chanity. Oh my God.
In the year
misery. No refund necessary, Hal. The show will be. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I can't wait to see you guys. Give your tickets to somebody if you want, and bring them with you. That'd be lovely. I know it's real, and then it's gone. Is it like this for everyone? In the space between I do, in a heartbeat it slips through. Okay, they rock the household on. Thank you so much. Go miss the Nerd Halen show if you get a chance. The 3 for 6. Oh, you guys. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, no terror tonight. Okay, I'll let you go. Broken time, dreams blind in my perforated mind. Unbroken. See, I gotta be careful. Get close. Why juice? Because it's Benny. And Benny's on Team Candace right now. Mind. I wrote this song during Queer as Folk. True. All right, I'll stop singing. Gotta be all right. I'm not even gonna let myself. If I play the song out, it's gonna turn out that way. And my big fear is that it goes starts in your throat, it goes to your lungs, and it ends up in the kidney. And
has a very special place in the heart.
I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys so much.
Fed me a hunger for power, taught me to sharpen my mind. Your hands were cracked from the labor, your eyes were burning in red. You said, surpass me, my creation, carry the crown in